Good morning. Good morning. How's everyone doing? I can't believe we're whipping through these months. Before you know it, it's going to be the end of the year again, and I'm definitely not ready for that. So I'm going to start off by just putting some lovely Archangel Metatron spray around me. Love the smell of that. Love it. And I'm going to start with a little invocation. Dear Mother, Father, God, Goddess, all that is, we ask that everyone that is watching or tuned into this energy have a beautiful healing. We ask for energy to go to where all the fires are burning and we're burning. And we ask for healing for this land and all the people who have had losses of any kind, be it their houses, be it their family, their pets, whatever it is for them, and the horrific losses that they've had. I also ask for some prayers to go out for all the wildlife who's also lost their homes and many their lives, and how horrific this is. And knowing that Mother Earth is just purging in such a big way, and that we really need to start to get it together and healing with one heart and one mind. Because as we destroy one place on this planet, it affects all of us. So we ask for healing for ourselves and the planet as we move forward in the days ahead. Thank you. Well, let me just move this. For us short people, we have to have another pillow behind us. Okay. So one of the things I want to say is that, just like I was saying, the days of things just affecting one of us or a part of us is gone. We need to remember that we're all whole. We're all part of a whole. And we need to remember that. So as we move forward, what happens is we have to know that we are damaging everything that is beautiful on this earth. And I say we because every single one of us has a part in this. Okay? If it's not in this lifetime, it's been in some lifetime where we've disrespected the earth or its creatures or whatever, the land. And so it's important that we start to pray, whatever that is to you, whether it's affirmations, whether it's doing regular prayer, whether it's meditating and sending out light to the planet. You know, I know in the past I've heard people say, well, oh, I'm glad I live here. We don't get that. Well, that's too bad. You know, yes, we're grateful where we live, but guess what? It's affecting our brothers and sisters all over this planet. And for that, we need to pay attention to it. Okay? So just know that your prayers do work, your affirmations work, your meditations and sending light works, your lighting candles works. And that we really need to be in a place where we can absolutely know that it does work, and think about, where are we going and where do we want to go? Because guess what? Things are going to continue to happen until we get it. And this planet, I love this planet and the beauty of it. And I know you do too. So we need to be in a place that says, I want to be here and I want this planet to be healed and beautiful. So when you see things like the environment destroyed, it's heartbreaking. And And I mean, the people in their homes and all that is obvious, but then when we go even deeper, what about all the animals that have lost their homes? And where are they going to go? Live downtown in some place? No, they can't. So we really need to be mindful of what the animals are going through too. And I don't know if you've noticed with your domestic pets, but even with Ben, you know, when all this stuff goes on, he's a little all over the place. And I know he's picking up on stuff. He doesn't have to watch the news, folks. Your pets don't have to watch the news to know what's going on. And so what I see is that this is a time for us to really unite. You know, they pick it up, they feel it. They do not have to be, in the vicinity of what's going on. They know. Just like you saw in those countries that had tsunamis, that they would just start, all the animals, the elephants, would start running for the hills. What is that? That's their intuition. And they know. They can feel the rumble. They know they're in tune with what's going on. We used to be in tune with what's going on, and we've lost that. We've forgotten how to be in tune with nature, Mother Earth, what's coming, the cycles of nature. So with that, I just want to remind you, how do we get back in tune? We sit and we meditate and we start to pay attention to this. I think with everything going on, and I'm not going to get political at all on purpose, but what I'm going to say is, with the election coming up sooner than later, faster, what's happening is everybody is distracted in so many different ways about, what's going on in the world, the mudslinging that both sides are doing, and all of that. So you have to be in a place where you can say, okay, at some point that has to stop. Why does that have to exist? I'm just going to know who I feel would do the right job and vote for them. And it doesn't have to be this arguing and mudslinging and, and I was watching something the other day where this was going back and forth with both sides. And I thought, how sad is this? Why can't it just be based on who you are, what you've done in the past, what you're going to do, all of that, instead of this, like you're in junior high school, pointing the finger and digging up stuff. I thought, wow, really interesting when you take a step back from it and look at it. So we have all kinds of distractions going on. We have all this stuff going on in the world trying to get our attention of things that need to change, and totally agree that there are things that need to change, but it's one step at a time, one piece of the journey at a time. So the best thing you can do for yourself is keep yourself balanced. Get your sleep. When I don't get my sleep, forget it. I can't function in the right way. And I'm noticing I need more sleep. Now, I know it's not just from getting older and all of that. I know that there's a lot going on in dream time. I know that many of us that are doing the work consciously are doing work during the night. Our spirit bodies go to other places to help with everything that's going on right now. So please listen to your bodies. If all of a sudden you feel exhausted in the middle of the day, you want to take a nap and you can do it, take a nap. Don't make it mean anything, okay? I'd be sleeping most of the time right now if I could. So, just be aware of that. If your body's craving salt, pay attention to that. If you feel like I need to get in the water, pay attention to that. Listen to everything that is calling to you, because all your cells are talking, and it's time to listen, because nobody knows yourself better than you. So pay attention to that. If you feel like all of a sudden you're a late owl and you stay up till all hours, and now all of a sudden you feel like Why do I want to go to bed at 9 o'clock at night or 8:30? Who cares? Honor your needs right now, because we are fighting a battle on other levels that is the battle of the battle. Okay? With all the darkness on the planet that's trying to come up for healing, no, we're in the midst of a huge battle. And I know the light always wins out. So I'm confident that we can trust that. But guess what? Our energy is being affected by everything. So know that, and know that there's going to be more coming, especially from now till the end of the year. Everything is getting cranked. So prepare yourselves, because on the inner planes, we're all working every single night to make a difference. And this is why we came here. So remember, the last thing you want to do is when your life is over, or this life is over, you go back home to spirit world and it's like, oh, I came to do X, Y, and Z, and I got caught up with something else and got distracted and didn't do any of it. So I know I'm not going to be one of those. So whatever you're drawn to is what you should do. All right. So let's pull the cards. All right, so the up and coming first week of October. Just want to stop shuffling for some reason. All right. This is usually my card that comes out. Boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? Whoops. And this is from Rebecca Campbell, Work Your Light Oracle. So let's see. I know what this means to me, and I also know what it means in the bigger picture, but let's read hers first. And whoops. Give me a moment. Boundaries. You are being called to create clearer boundaries in your life. This could be with your friends, family, or work. Saying yes when you really mean no leads to resentment, which is the biggest energy drain ever. At first, it might only be a little bit and not feel like a big deal, but before you know it, your energy field becomes porous and you are left feeling depleted, resentful, and taken advantage of. Saying no and having clear boundaries actually is a spiritual act. The most giving, loving, compassionate people are those with the clearest boundaries, for when they say yes, they are able to give unconditionally. When your boundaries are clear, others know where they stand and you are able to give freely. If you were not clear where your boundaries lie, this causes confusion, resentment, and energetic cords to be planted. If you are saying yes when you really mean no, you are likely needing something yourself. Ask yourself, what part of you needs something from them? It could be a need for approval, a fear of being seen a certain way, or a fear of loss. The best way to gauge your boundaries is to check in with your belly. Your belly is the second brain. It has an intelligence known as gut feelings. Tune into that space when decoding what is okay for you. How does it feel? What is trying to communicate with you? So where in your life do you feel you still need to work on boundaries? Sometimes I think for me, it's boundaries with myself, because of course I want to do all of this for people and whatever. And then up until now, I've placed myself on the back burner. So now I'm not doing that anymore. I mean, I'm not going to say never, because obviously if a family member needs a little something and you really have to help, or feel like, even though I'm tired, I'm going to do this, you do it. But what I know is I'm getting so much more clearer on, what I want to do and what I don't want to do. And as of probably in the last 6 months, I've been really working on putting myself first, which has been so rare for me that it's like, okay, that's a different one. But as I do, I'm loving my life more. It's like, oh, I can go for a walk. Oh, I can go for a hike. Oh, I can do this in the middle of the day or whatever. So this week, pay attention. See who's calling you out for you to do a little boundary around them, a little pushback. Okay. This is from the Moonology Oracle card by Yasmin Bolin. First week of October for everyone. Ooh, beautiful card. Full moon in Sag. Look at the bigger picture. And you see the scales of justice there and this beautiful color on there. I love that. So, we know there's a lot going on right now in the world, as I just talked about. And so this reminds me of that. Like, what's going on in the bigger picture? Oh, wait a minute. I just... 84. Are you thinking too much about the details of your dilemma? Fretting over minute things can be counterproductive, or perhaps you're being all talk and no action. This card is a reminder that while it's good to think things through, sometimes you need to step back and look at the larger picture. What do you then see about your current situation? What's the most positive thought you can have about it? Now is the time to count your blessings, even if you don't yet have exactly what you want. The card is also a reminder that we often have to take a few risks and go with uncertainty on this journey called life. Try to keep an open mind about what's for the best. The universe could surprise you. So, this is interesting. We have to be reminded that, life is an adventure, and we have to look beyond our own backyard. So as we look at this card, I love the pink. To me, it's the heart chakra. And what else calls out to me is all the other continents on here. And it's beautiful. And with the scales, it's like we have to balance everything on this earth. It's not just about us. It's what I talked about earlier, right? And the full moon shines a light on it. And Sagittarius is all about the bigger picture with spirituality and the light and all of this. And so we have to look, although all these systems are falling apart and coming down and the world's in turmoil right now, it's what has to happen for us to get to a better place. So this week, really look at the bigger picture of things. Don't get stuck in he said, she said, what's happening to me. Just be in a place that you can say, okay, I get it. And if I was to take it to what I'm supposed to learn from this and what's the bigger picture, what would that be? The next one is from Lightworker Oracle by Alana Fairchild. And the artwork is beautiful in here. So a card for the first week of October for everyone watching. Earth healing. Oh, we like that. It shows an angel giving a scroll to a child. Isn't that interesting? Earth healing. Giving a scroll to the child. So how I feel, what I'm feeling is the child is receiving the scroll and the angel's going, it's up to you. It's time to turn the baton over to the younger generation. And I feel especially the little ones coming in, they're hardwired totally different. and they're in a place where they can look at things differently. They don't have all the hate and dark, they have a better understanding, and I'm sure we're going to see this as they grow. Okay, earth healing. You are making a real contribution to the planet through spiritual journey. Remember this and believe that your needs will be generously met by the earth and the universe. What you are doing matters, and you will be supported. The earth recognizes you, sees you as a conduit through which she is fed higher frequencies of light, love, and divine presence. I love that. This assists her on her journey of her own evolution. Earth is an exceptionally beautiful and powerful divine, being in her own right. Yet she, like every other being, benefits from the assistance of higher frequencies, which offers a loving hand to help raise her vibration and continue her evolution. And so what that reminds me of is that whatever we do, remember, as you walk on the earth, and all of you that are attuned to Reiki, every foot, every step you take on the earth, you are putting those frequencies into the earth and helping her to heal. Every thought form you send out that's positive. You are here to have your spiritual journey in a human body. Part of the process will involve sharing your light with the earth herself. This may see you take the role of a healer, guide, mentor, or teacher to others on their path. It may see you doing work with the natural world with various earth-centered causes such as conservation, wildlife, animals, welfare, organic and biodynamic farming. It may involve an active prayer life that is ongoing through your day for assistance, compassion, clearing, and blessing when you can see an accident on the road or an animal injured or a person who seems to be suffering that you know needs light and healing. From the most obvious gestures to the more subtle, the oracle tells you that you are powerful enough to make a meaningful contribution to the quality of consciousness on Earth. Earth asks you to do your work with quiet confidence and dedication. She gives thanks for all you have done and acknowledge her love for you. She will support you in your work by providing material means for you while you are here on this planet. This includes financial support, housing, food, and human and animal relationships. Boy, that feels so right to me because I always know how blessed I am. I don't worry about things, and I just know that the more I keep doing what I love, and there's many of you out there that are healers and mediums and everything, and you keep doing the work you need to do to reach people and to keep them balanced, somehow, some way, we're taken care of. Everybody is. Okay, if you've been wondering if the spiritual work you are doing is making a contribution, take this oracle as validation. It is. What you are doing matters. You are going to expand and grow in the work you are doing and the impact that you have in the world because you are capable of that. But you are already helping in ways that you may not realize, but that the earth and the spiritual worlds do. This is what I was talking about. When we're working all night, we get up and we're exhausted in the morning. That's part of the ascension symptoms, being wiped out. You have loved the earth enough to take human form and do your work here. She knows it, and she will reward you fully and richly for it. Keep working, shining, and growing, dear one. Your presence here is so needed and honored. So there you go. We were just talking about that today, that as we give to others, we're given to us. And I love the idea we're relying on the children. So that's fabulous. Again, this deck is from Rebecca Campbell, the Starseed Oracle, from our Space Brothers, the Federation of Light, and all of those beings that are help assisting the planet right now. Portal. Doors are opening. You decide. Rewards and wild card. Ooh, this looks like a psychedelic doorway. Look at that. Psychedelic doorway. Doors are opening. Okay. For you, your thoughts are extra powerful right now. Planets are aligning. The timing is right. The universe is saying yes. You have the Midas touch. Your hard work is being rewarded. This is a time when you can reap the rewards for your efforts made in the past. It's also a time when you can achieve a lot. Great leaps can be made. Extreme transformation can occur. Great distances can be traveled in a short time. You're swimming with the cosmic current of life. What experience would you like to have? What do you want to create? What new adventure would you like to manifest? Don't lose focus. Use this moment in time wisely. Be conscious and clear with your emotions and thinking. Projects that you've been working on are coming to fruition. Things are in full bloom. It's time for you to harvest and taste your well-earned fruits. When this card comes up in a spread, it's sure sign that effortless change is possible. If you've been looking for a sign, this is your portal into that new reality. Now is the time to make big changes. If you've been guided to switch things up, you're extremely well supported right now. Use this energy and jump right on in. And so the question is, what would you most like to experience? And this is interesting because during COVID and all of this, so many people are like, oh, I'm on hold. No, you're only on hold if you want to be on hold. This is a massive reset. What do you want to do? What have you always wanted to do? Is there a book you want to write that you have time to do it now? Is there a new business you wanted to start? Is there some place that you want to volunteer your time? What is it? So this is fabulous. And into the unknown. I love that. We never know exactly how things are going to work out, but they always do. Okay, and the last one, Archangel Metatron by Amanda Ellis. I love the back sides of these cards. Little Merkaba on it with all kinds of colors. So, okay, Metatron, what message do you have for everybody for the first week in October? What is the message? Ooh, higher realms and magic. And it's all the color lilac. Isn't that beautiful? It's a castle. Isn't that nice? Love it. All right, so let's see what Metatron has to say. Almost the last one in the book. As a child, you once knew that anything was possible, that dreams could come true, that spirit was real. Maybe you saw things you couldn't understand or failed to make grown-ups believe that you could see was real. The fairies under the tree, the angels under the bed, or the relative in spirit sitting beside you. Or you may have a child in your life right now who can see this and sense it. It may also be that your inner child needs life right now who can see and sense things. So often we start to believe, and then the heaviness of life can squash and diminish our ability to believe in magic and the happily ever after story. Disappointments, betrayals, loss all leave their mark. And today you're being asked once again to look up and wonder what is possible for you. The lilac ray comes in to remind you that the world of magic is all around you. You are asked to release your attention from the humdrum of ordinary life and believe in something extraordinary and out of this world again, for it is as real as anything else, much discovered through the layers of consciousness and light. You are asked to lift your eyes to the stars rather than to look down at the ground where you feel stuck. The realm of magic and enchantment is everywhere. The search for gold at the end of the rainbow, the glow of the moon, fairy rings, the underwater world of coral reefs, the dew on the fresh grass, and twinkling stars. As children, we believed in fairy tales. We looked up to the princess and the prince and sat open-mouthed at visions of fantasies. To have reached the moon, man needed to have looked up and dreamed it possible. You too now need to reach higher and dream bigger and feel the magic of life starting around you. Believing in the angelic realm also brings much comfort and support at this time. Meditating on the lilac angelic presence of this card helps you to attune and connect to this reality and to feel the angelic presence around you. This is Metatron at his softest, at his most gentlest, at his most magical. Lilac is also a powerful purifier, as in kind of a one shade of the violet flame. So allow it to dissolve any negativity or sadness around you, as well as any fear of opening to higher realms. The lilac ray also asks you to question what you believe. Chosen by deeply spiritual people who are often called to serve in spirit, you may question aspects of spirituality, angels, and source. Maybe you have had moments of doubt and crisis of faith. Lilac ray will pull you magnetically back to explore more, to question more, and to seek deeper truths. It is your soul calling to you, reminding you that you are so much more than a physical body. You are soul leading a physical life, not the other way around. You may also use the lilac energy to bring balance where you have been out of equilibrium. Containing both the red and the blue rays, lilac effortlessly calms and balances two separate ends of the color spectrum, and now can support and heal your body, mind, and spirit. A powerful, transformative, magical ray. Connect to lilac and let it remind you that all stories start with once upon a time. Oh my God, don't you love that? It's like I want to sit like this. Once upon a time and happily ever after. And I think we really need to hold that vision right now with everything going on in the world. You know, once upon a time, there was a dark world where, power and control ruled and all of this. And then, and then there was a lot of breakdown of structures, and humanity started to believe again. And we lived happily ever after in the light on a healed planet. That's where we need to be. So this week, remember, watch your boundaries. Only say yes if you want to. Take care of your boundaries for yourself. Be aware of the bigger picture of everything that's going on right now. It's not just about you. Realize we're going through a huge earth healing and that there's a portal saying, what do you want? Step into the portal. And don't be afraid. So many people, as a life coach, I can say so many people come in the doors and they think they want one thing. And during the 12 weeks of us working together, things keep changing. When that happens, it's perfectly natural. We just have to get clear on what we want and move forward. So don't be afraid if I choose one thing and it doesn't work, then I'm going to throw everything away. No, just choose again. And love the Lilac Castle. Love this. And when she talked about, or he talked about the fairy realms and everything, it reminds me I'm doing, many of you perhaps have seen, I'm doing fairy sessions in my fairy ring outside, one-on-one, so we can distance, wear a mask, whatever. And it's pretty amazing how it's been working out and doing, looking at what you'd like to manifest in your life and calling on the fairies because they're God's and the earth's incredible manifestors. And it helps us to believe again. And it helps us to have something light, as everything else in the world right now is heavy. It's like we want to bring our inner child back on board. Most of our inner childs have been hiding. Children have been healing. Well, that too. Hiding right now. So this is bringing the smiles back, bringing the laughter. The people I've done this with so far are laughing and joyful, and they love it. So that will be going on as long as I can, probably for the month of October, because then it's going to be too cold, and who knows when snow's coming. So if it's something that interests you, give me a call. one more housekeeping note here is that you probably saw that at the end of September, we put out a message about now you can book your own sessions online and pay for them. And I'm loving it because then people, I don't have to play phone tag with people, and especially people that aren't home, and I leave a couple choices for an appointment. Now it's all online at brendaedwards.com. You hit book an appointment. You decide, do I want a 15, a half hour, an hour, whatever it is you're trying to create. You click on it, you fill out a form, you pay for it in advance, and it's done. You get a reminder the day before and an hour before, and I think it's, so far, it's newly started, but it's working beautifully. So you can pay for your classes on there and everything. So lots of love to you. I just want to send you a big hug and a kiss to all of you at this time, and I want to congratulate you for keeping here and keeping up with everything that's going on that we can't even see, that's on the other side of the veil that we've agreed to. So thank you for keeping, me company down here, and I couldn't do what I do without you. So lots of love to you. I want to send you a big kiss, and thank you so much. Have a fabulous week.